Okay, Kevin Mitchell versus Ricky Burns for WBO Lightweight Championship of the World. Okay, let's get straight into it. Who do you think is going to win this fight? Well, the one person I want you for 1 minute to think about is Michael Katsidis. Michael Katsidis fought Kevin Mitchell. He was then the world champion. Mitchell fought him, had the opportunity to win the world title in his backyard against Katsidis. Now, Mitchell went up in weight because he felt that at super featherweight he couldn't make the weight anymore, so he wanted to go up to lightweight. I've always thought that Mitchell was small as a lightweight and didn't punch as effectively at lightweight as he does as super featherweight. And I'm not quite sure about Mitchell's chin either. I mean, he does take a decent shot, but and he fought Katsidis, and Katsidis was just too big and too strong for him. Now, Katsidis is not the most cleverest of boxers, but it seemed when Mitchell was backed up on the ropes, he didn't quite know what to do. And you know, Katsidis' strength, he physically looked so much stronger than Mitchell, and Mitchell didn't quite know what to do. Okay, and then you look at the way Katsidis used that same bullying tactics and tried to storm into Ricky Burns, and Ricky Burns was able to push Katsidis back and make Katsidis fight on the back foot, and you could see how strong Ricky Burns was. So now, if Ricky Burns was pushing around Katsidis, and Katsidis was basically bullying Kevin Mitchell, to me, you know, I can't see how Kevin Mitchell suddenly is going to be able to start pushing around Burns. Now, the good thing about Burns I like about him, he can box coming forward, he can box going back, he can box moving side to side. He's a pretty decent fighter, very underrated, and probably because he's Scottish, he's underrated. But I think he's a very, very, very good fighter. And I think he's got all the tools in the box to deal with someone like Kevin Mitchell. Yes, Mitchell looked good against Murray, and I thought actually Murray was going to win the fight, but the one thing I overlooked in all the hype with Murray is that Murray fights with his face. Murray doesn't have the greatest defence, and he was always open to getting caught with punches. But then again, I always thought that Murray was quite big for the weight, and I thought he should have moved up. But that, I didn't really take that into my thinking when I backed Murray to beat Mitchell. But this is not the case with this fight with Ricky Burns. I think also that Mitchell's had a lot of problems outside the ring. He now talks about him clearing all those problems and ready to fight. Well, okay, you can get rid of all those problems, but there's been a lot of rumours about Mitchell having problems in the gym, not being disciplined enough, all the rest of it. Now, for me, I'm always going to go with a fighter who's more disciplined. I'm going to let my heart rule my head here. I'm going to go with Ricky Burns to be too big, too strong, to be able to back Kevin Mitchell up. And I see this fight, Ricky Burns dominating the fight from the 6th round onwards. I think it'll be a cracking fight for the first 6 rounds. After that, I think Burns is going to take over. And I look for a stoppage around 9 or 10 rounds for Burns. That or a unanimous decision. I'd be very surprised if Mitchell can win this fight, to be honest. I think that Burns is too good, too strong, and it's not Prescott. This guy can box, he can punch, he can fight in the front foot, he can fight in the back foot. And I actually do feel that Burns is a very good lightweight. But in terms of Burns fighting someone like Broner, that's another conversation altogether. I think Broner's going to be a league in his own, to be honest. But yeah, you know, I think that I'd love to see Burns versus Broner, just to see how good Broner really is. But no, I'm sorry, I don't see Mitchell giving that much of a challenge. In fact, I think that Burns is going to dominate this fight. So I'm looking for Burns to win the fight around round 9, between 8 and 10, if he's going to stop him, and then on points. So Ricky Burns for me. Let me know what you think. Please add, subscribe, and leave your comments below. Thanks a lot. Goodbye.